So what happens when you're going, your plans to go to your favorite beach, mountains, or vacation spot, cabin, whatever, right? Whatever it is that you do, and there's a lightning storm, there's a torrential downpour, or worse yet, if you consider it worse, there's a wherever it is you gotta go, there's a snowstorm, a blizzard, and you're snowed in. What do you do? Disappointing, obviously. It's very disappointing. And that could be the end of everybody. Everybody has hopes, and there's an energy of going on, getting away. This vacation, this time away, this time of relaxation and fun. It's letting go, and then the energy changes. Everybody can just sulk and curse the rain, curse the snow, go to bed and just in misery, or stay in, play some games, or have a movie night, or something, right? Essentially, there's different ways you can handle the situation. Where for some people that their night's ruined, um, the vacation's canceled, and it's met with just a down emotion. Everyone is just sulking and upset, and or it's an opportunity as well. Could be to connect, right? To connect in ways maybe you haven't connected with, or it's more of that, right? But it's just how you interpret the situation, right? It's one, you had your hopes and your plans, and everything just got cut off, and you have to make a U-turn. Can't go forward. It's not necessarily a U-turn; it's just a different road, right? Because you can turn around or stop and just go to bed miserable, or you can actually take a different route to have some form of enjoyment. And with schizophrenia, it's kind of similar in the sense that we often have hopes and dreams and plans for the future. Some of us, I never had any. I never had any. But for a lot of people, that's what it was. You have hopes and you have dreams. Um, I at least had options, right? And so you have your hopes, you have your dreams, you have things you want to do, place you want to go, what you want to become, and then you get met with this torrential downpour, this dark clouds moving in, this lightning storm, this raging skies. What do you do? This blizzard. What do you do? We often meet that with just that same energy, right? It demands that in a sense. It demands that we cry. It demands that we surrender. It demands that we mourn the life that we lost. Demands that we give up, that we quit, I've heard people talking about mourning the life. It's okay to mourn the life that you lost. And for some people, that's okay. And that's what it demands from you. And you got some people who are, they just don't have any fight in them. They've given up. And I understand that. It demands that you give up. And we can meet it like that. We can meet it with that energy where we just go to bed, go to bed with that negative energy. We just call it quits. We just turn around. We just say that future is not for us. That way is not for us. That those dreams aren't for us. We aren't able to do anything. We just have to suffer with this. We have to settle for less. And we can leave with that energy and let that rule our lives. Or we can take a different route. You know, we can make something of it, right? And I think that's also a demand as well, right? Do we accept the demand of suffering or the demand of transforming the suffering? Both are a choice. And I think that's where a lot of our problem lies. We don't, we get so caught up on suffering that we don't recognize that we can transform the suffering, or rather use the suffering to transform us. We lose perspective. Life gives us something and it watches for how we will respond. You understand? You're given something. You're They do these tests sometimes. I've seen them do these tests. You might have seen them online. They will put there are some people in a classroom, and they'll plant a student, and the class, I forgot how it goes, man. But anyway, they watch how the classroom is influenced by one student's actions, right? Whether they're insecure or courageous, right? And usually they have somebody who lead what the other students will do, right? Essentially, they'll make a move and they'll watch your response, right? And there's some people who fall for that and don't act in a way that's courageous, in a way um, that they want to. They just move according to the leading of the false leader. The leader is there to lead them wrong. But that's life sometimes. It'll give you a plate and watch what you do with it. And it's also like we want to bypass the suffering and look at the life that we want. We want it, that the plans that we have, the uh, the the road that we laid out for ourselves. We never really consider that something can go wrong and we can end up in a off that path. And now that something has gone wrong, we yearn for things to go back to the way they were. And we miss what's in front of us. And we forget that this too is a path. Where does it lead? We don't know because we don't walk it. We don't want to walk it. We're like kids. We just sit on the ground crying, right? You ever see those videos, or maybe you experience it as a parent, um, of kids throw themselves on the ground and, the parents are left like dumbfounded sometimes, throwing a tantrum. And that's what we become like with this stuff. We become like children throwing a tantrum because we don't get our way. We had this plans. We want to do this, and how dare life give us something else than what we want? And so we throw a tantrum. Get this away from me. I don't want to walk this path. I want to just be put right back on the path that we had for ourselves, so we can go on our merry way and live the life that we want to live, underneath sunshine and rainbows and flowers and lollipops, and living the good life. No darkness, no clouds. It's all blue sky and sun. And we call that living. But this path that we're on, that we've placed in front of us, we don't want to walk it, right? Again, it's like when you're a kid, your parents, you'd see the desserts, the ice cream, the cakes, this and that, and you want that, and your parents will say, you got to eat your vegetables first. You got to finish off what's on your plate. And we're saying we want what's over there, but his parents say, no, you got to finish off what's in front of you. This is what you got to eat, and that's on your plate. You got to finish it. And so we struggle with that. And kids, they throw a tantrum. You want the sweets, you want the cookies, you want the ice cream, and that's kind of like what it is right now with us. We get this plate, and we don't want to eat. We want the ice cream. We want the cookies. We want the cakes. But we got to eat what's on the plate. But our eyes are over there, where we want to go, and we do ourselves a great disservice. It also reminds me of when Jesus said in the Bible, he prayed for the cup because he had to go face the horrible experience of the torture of the crucifixion, and he's prayed for God to take this cup from him, and and he says, nevertheless, if it's your will that I drink this cup, then I'll drink it. A bitter drink, and 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 that's somebody who yielded to the path in front of him and walked that path intentionally, purposefully, with their eyes opened, and walked through the terrors of the suffering, and came up on the other side, resurrected, right? It became something new. But we don't want to drink this cup. We want our own, we want it to be passed from us so we can get on the other side, become something new, without going through the transformative process, without going through the suffering. And we do ourselves a great disservice because of that. And see so many people miss this opportunity because all they can see is what they are missing out on, what they can't do, how they're being held back, and missing the moment. Because all they can see is what they don't have. They don't see what they do have. And we've got to learn to focus on the moment and to walk through the darkness Don't try to bypass it. Don't try to go around it. You've got to walk through it, giving thanks, keeping your eyes on hope, being thankful for what you have, the good that you have in your life, the family, the food, the clothes, the shelter, whatever it is, whatever, it doesn't matter how small, give thanks. That's how you meet the challenge. And yeah, drink, drink, and be thankful. You will be transformed. The night will pass. Until next time.